All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, the host of the Holton Ahlers Show, former Pirate QB now in the UFL. He is Holton Ahlers joining us. Holt, how you doing, man?
Yes, sir. What's up, Clip? Doing good, man. How are you?
I am doing good. It is icy out there, which, by the way, Rajay Harris will join us coming up in a moment. He's knows a thing about being icy. I've talked to some of you guys about playing in the perfect conditions versus the winter weather. But I think you said you never had a snow game, right, Holt?
Yeah, I never had a snow game. I had some really cold ones, like BYU was really cold. Annapolis in 21 was really cold. I've had quite a few pretty cold ones, but no snow so far. So I kind of wish I would have played in the sun. I think it would have been fun, probably not for my stats, but just to say I did it for interviews like this. But yeah, I can't say I have.
Speaking of stats, yesterday I asked Brandon Manning what his numbers would be and what the average ball player's numbers would be if every baseball game was in February temperatures versus every game being in May temperatures. And he said, if every baseball game had February temperatures, I'd just play football and say screw baseball because he
Yeah.
said it's just brutal out there. So how about that with you, Holt? How would your numbers differ in the temps you have in September versus those December, late November games you play?
Yeah, I can't say it affected me that much just because, like, in football, you go into it prepared to play with both. Like, if we played in a snow environment, it would have been different. Like, since I never really did that, like, cold didn't affect us too much. Now, like, rainy sucks to play in. I don't mind the rain, but just having to trust, like, the receivers catch the ball in the rain, and then sometimes OCs don't like calling passes in the rain, too, is a little bit different. But, like, I don't know, Cliff, because I mean now I play in the spring and like it's kind of opposite. It's weird because like during football season in the fall, it's really hot during camp and then it gets really cold by the end of the season. Well, in the spring league, you get there and camp is freezing cold, and then it gets almost summer by the time you leave. You're in Texas, it's like 105, so like
Yeah.
it's like opposite. So last year going into it, it like took me a little bit to get used to. Then once I got used to it, it's fine. I mean, it's all like I said, rain's the bad one in football, and then a ton of snow affects it. But can't say I've done that.
Are you y'all playing outdoors mostly in the UFL, or is it a
Yeah,
mix?
we play in St. Louis is a dome, and then San Antonio is the Alamo Dome. So we play
Yeah.
in two domes out of 10 games. So yeah.
How are overall, like facility wise and everything? Do they do a good job with that in the UFL?
Yeah, they do. They run it's a really good ran league. They really do that. I think they just closed in Arlington, Texas, where my team has. I think they just closed on like a 60,000 square foot facility as well too. So excited to see
Nice.
that. But yeah, it's really nice. I mean, the football fields we play on are super nice. We play in Detroit in the Lions Stadium. I mean, we have a bunch of cool ones that we play at, and then obviously St. Louis. The old Rams Stadium there that has a lot of history. That's always cool. They pack it out. 40,000 plus is really fun. I'll tell you, one of my funnest games to play in is when we play in DC at Audi Field. The soccer stadiums are a really cool one too. They do a really good job there.
Speaking of St. Louis, when the Rams played Jarrett in the playoffs, and they had to move the game to Arizona. Who did the Rams? Vikings, is that right?
Yep.
There was never any talk of it, but I know we mentioned how cool it would be if they could play that game in St. Louis. I wonder how the St. Louis fans would have responded. Like, are they still Rams fans? Are they like, this team left us, we don't care?
Yeah,
But that would have been pretty neat to see a team back in their old place like
that would
five,
have
10 years later.
been sick. I guess they were thinking like the fans of the Rams could travel easier to
Yeah,
Arizona. But
yeah.
technically, are they still like is St. Louis still Rams fans? So they could have been the same fans. So
Right.
yeah, that would have been pretty sick, honestly, Cliff. That's pretty good. Maybe you should try out for like the NFL commissioner or something.
I feel like I have a lot of ideas, Holden. I just give them
Yeah,
out
I
for
like
free. Yeah,
it.
just
Yeah.
free 99. Um, I need some ideas, and everybody does, on how to improve, or maybe it doesn't need to improve the NBA All Star Game, All Star Weekend.
Yeah.
I've seen some USA versus the world, which I still feel like is going to be an exhibition because a dude from Spain, is he like going to treat playing a game with a dude from France like he would if it was all,
Yeah.
Spaniards? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that would even be the fix, but the hockey thing going on right now has everybody talking.
Awesome.
It's really cool, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even know if you can do anything with the NBA.
I'll
To
tell you, this would be my fix. I would do NBA versus the world. I think, or USA versus the world. Like, I think that's a great way of getting some like prideness involved of it and making it prideful. I think you add money to winning MVP. You add $1 million to it. $1 million to the NBA isn't that expensive. You add $1 million if you win MVP. And then one thing that I would love to see, and I was watching the games, and I was one who actually decently enjoyed the games, just like the setup of them. But I do understand the history of like chasing like Kobe's All Star game point record. Like there's things like that you want to keep intact. Um, and one thing that I would say is if they did a one-on-one tournament or like a two-on-two or three-on-three tournament as well. I wish they would add two of those,
that would be
like
cool.
a
Yeah.
one-on-one and then including in that a two-on-two or three-on-three tournament. I think that'd be really cool because then you get to see guys team up who maybe haven't teamed up in their career, would love to, or have teamed up in the past together. It's like if you ever played 2K, it's like the blacktop version of the NBA All-Star game.
And
then the
like
winner
all
comes back.
year, you could be like, all right, who is KD going to choose this year?
Yes,
Because
exactly.
he mentioned Lillard, but it could be
Yeah.
Kyrie, and like yeah, I mean that could spur some
And
conversation.
then and then the matchups too, like in one of those games, Wembyana was on Kyrie, and Kyrie probably has the best handles in NBA history, and Wembyana's probably the best defensive player in NBA history. And I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, why don't they have a one-on-one tournament? Like, if these guys play, that'd be awesome. People would be locked into it. I mean, you know what I mean? And at least I would be as an NBA fan. And then, like, it creates clips, and clips in social media's world is literally all what brings traction. And I think that is an easy way to do both of those.
Yeah. The big three is at least popular on social media. I don't know if I've ever watched it, but
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I see stuff on social media about it all the time. So
Yeah, hundred
maybe a
percent.
2-on-2, 3-on-3, 1-on-1 would be cool. I guess the games resumed tonight. I saw the Hornets are playing the Lakers tonight.
Yep.
Second half of the season for the Knicks. Holt, where do your guys stand right now?
I feel good. We're actually signing. I think we talked about it last week. We're signing T.J. Warren. I think on March 2nd from our G League team. So he'll add some scoring. And we got Mitch Robinson coming back in a month or so. So I feel good where we're at. I think we'll make a run at it in the playoffs. We just stay in the top 3 seeds, which I feel like we have on lock, and we'll be fine. But we'll see, man. I'm pretty pumped. Once I go to the UFL, I start getting the feeling of like that's when the NBA kind of heats up. So pretty pumped.
Holden, did you go to any baseball games last weekend?
I went to the second game of the doubleheader. I went to it and saw it. It's kind of weird, I was telling my dad actually at lunch a few minutes ago. Like, I know Riley really, really well, Riley Johnson, but he's not playing right now. Who knows if he'll play this year or play at all. And then I know Dixon obviously from Conley, but other
Yeah.
than that, like, there's a lot of new faces out there. And usually when you go to an ECU baseball game, it's like, okay, these are the 3 guys that were like had pretty good roles last year, and then here's 2 other guys who like had the medium role but have a bigger role now. This year I went out there and I was like, holy cow, I know 2 of these guys, and that's kind of it. And Kobe Wallace too, I guess I kind of know. So yeah, it's a different look, but I mean, look, if Cliff Godwin's coaching, we'll be competitive. So I think if we have him over there, then we'll be fine.
Yeah, the Tar Heels of North Carolina coming up this weekend. Well, Holt, you are heading out of town, right? When are you heading to Texas?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So we have a quarterback camp. I don't even know the exact day. So we have a week-long quarterback camp, and then we have actual camp beginning. So pretty pumped about it, and excited to go sling it again. So
Is your diet or anything going to change here in the next week or so? Like
yeah, it
anything
already
you
has.
can't
I've
eat?
dropped about 10 pounds in 8 days
Wow.
already. Just getting ready for it and just eating and high protein, low carb, low calorie. So it's pretty much what I've done. It hasn't been as bad as I thought. I'm big into fasting. Haven't had to fast yet. That's kind of like my last ditch resort. Is I'll have to go on a 3-day fast if I want to drop 8 pounds or so in a couple of hours or 72 hours. But I haven't had to do it. I've controlled it, and I'm at the weight. I'm really at my target weight now. Maybe within 2 pounds, and I can drop 2 pounds with going to the bathroom clip. So I'm pretty good.
Holt, I've enjoyed seeing you here in Greenville, and but we'll keep the chats going when you're in Texas. So we'll hook up next week and talk more with you, and look forward to once again kind of following your journey in the UFL.
Yeah, man. I'll miss being in person, but look, positive news means that I'm leaving, which means there's more football. The UFL, if anyone hasn't watched it, watch it on ESPN and ABC. And then the even better news clip is when I see you again means fall football will be starting with camp about a month away.
Ooh.
So it's only up from here, Clip. It's only up from here.
We are another day closer into football. Always love that. All right, Holt. See you, buddy. Thanks, man.
Thursday.